Chapter 237. The system explained that the emergence of the divine tree was similar in nature. It triggered another evolution process based on spiritual energy. Consequently, the human world officially entered the era of magic. Meanwhile, the girl bestowed upon the system by the Dark King had become a formidable warrior. As time passed, however, the Dark King's body became increasingly burdened with dark energy and emitted toxins. Wherever it went, creatures and plants withered and died, becoming its sustenance and further empowering it. Hearing this, the divine tree felt a pang of empathy. Such a creature must have been terribly lonely, it pondered. The divine tree asked, "Is there any way to resist the Dark King's toxins?" The system replied gravely that there was no known method. As long as the creature lived, its scent would persist inexorably, unchallenged. The girl also realized that if the Dark King continued roaming unchecked, all life on Earth would inevitably perish. The divine tree speculated, did she betray him after that? The system confirmed this. It was a monumental battle, rallying all human warriors against a singular objective: to destroy the Dark King. The battlefield was so intense that the scent of blood lingered even miles away, lasting for a month. Ultimately, only the Dark King and the girl remained. Despite the Dark King growing stronger with every kill, victory seemed imminent. At that moment, despondent, the Dark King cried out, "Lingling, stop! If this continues, you will die." Lingling, covered in wounds, clung to a broken sword, tears streaming down her face. She defiantly proclaimed, "Darkness, if you do not kill me, I will kill you." Lingling, her heart shattered, faced the agonizing choice of having to kill her closest friend with her own hands. Perhaps no pain could surpass hers at that moment. The divine tree sympathized, understanding the desperation in her decision. Torn between her past and humanity, any choice would brand her a lifelong criminal. And so, the tragic battle between the two had to unfold, a tale of sorrow beyond measure. At this point, the divine tree could fully predict the rest of the story. Humanity would emerge victorious from this conflict. Though the Dark King was now immensely powerful, it held back due to Lingling's presence. The system explained, yes, indeed. When the Dark King saw Lingling on the brink of death, it finally ceased its resistance. The divine tree turned to the system, suspicion and inquiry in its voice. Does that mean, in truth, humanity failed? The system fell silent for a moment before reluctantly admitting, it ultimately sealed itself away, for her sake. Lingling, barely breathing, lay on the ground. She called out to the Dark King by the nickname she had given it long ago, Little Dark. The Dark King wept uncontrollably, professing its reluctance to leave Lingling even for a moment. It dreaded returning to endless darkness once more. Tears streaming down her face, Lingling expressed her own reluctance to part from her dearest friend. The Dark King choked out, "But because of my existence, Lingling had to fight. I never wanted that. I have thought it through. If I continue to exist, sooner or later, I will harm Lingling." These words pierced Lingling's heart, leaving her speechless with sorrow. The Dark King unsealed a barrier, sealing itself away once more. In its final moments, only Little Dark's eyes remained visible. It vowed, "I will not allow that to happen. Therefore, it's best that I depart." Lingling wept bitterly for the friend who had saved her countless times, sacrificing itself once more to ensure her safety. In a poignant moment, the Dark King reached out towards Lingling. As he drew near, a gentle, soothing green light suddenly emanated, and faint drops of life essence descended upon her. The Dark King, choked with emotion, murmured, "I no longer have any evolutionary points to purchase healing abilities, but this might bring you some comfort." Lingling, wiping away tears, looked affectionately at Little Dark and said, "Goodbye, Little Dark." Little Dark, feeling at peace, smiled warmly and replied, "You must live a long life, Lingling." But before his words could fully settle, a sword pierced through Lingling's chest. The Dark King's eyes widened in horror. Lingling coughed up fresh blood, the blow fatal. It turned out, a powerful warrior had awaited the Dark King's impending disappearance, and he had ruthlessly slain Lingling with a piercing stab through the heart. He revealed he had been waiting for this opportunity for a long time, seeking Lingling's system. Enough, you wouldn't care about this, would you? But I won't let this world of magic slip away. Give me your system, he demanded. Enraged, the Dark King erupted, shouting, "You wretched scoundrel, stop!" Another formidable warrior appeared, wielding a sharp sword, cautioning against acting alone. He apologized to Lingling, saying, "I'm sorry, but it's for our sect's sake." Then, the green-haired warrior swung his glowing sword, urging Lingling, "Before you die, help us do one more good deed." The desperate Dark King looked on, eyes almost bursting with fury, but his seal was one way, unable to return in the short term. Helpless, he witnessed the ruthless murder of his beloved before him. The Dark King screamed madly behind the seal, "Damn it! You can't touch her. Stop!" Yet the other warrior's blades swiftly decapitated Lingling, lifting her head as if a treasure. At that moment, the Dark King truly vanished after the seal. The space echoed with his final words, "I will kill you." The Divine Tree, witnessing such a tragic scene, understood why the Dark King harbored such resentment and fury. It was because humanity had killed the one it cherished most. The system slowly explained. Afterwards, other sects also rushed in, each attempting to claim a part of the girl's body. She struggled to acquire the system and stop the withdrawal of the spiritual wave. The Divine Tree felt deeply saddened, looking down solemnly and saying, "Now I understand why the Dark King despises humans so much." The system stated that humanity sought to subdue nature and defy natural laws through spiritual power. In this era, humanity was also beginning to decline. The scenery changed, returning both to a lush green forest, bathed in gentle golden sunlight, a possible glimpse of the world after the Dark King's disappearance. The divine race consisted of creatures trained by the girl with a single mission: to repair a seal once every 3,000 years. The Divine Tree reflected on this entire story but still couldn't find a way to defeat the Dark King. It then asked, "Everything is clear now, but is there any way to defeat the Dark King?" The system replied, "The Dark King uses dead creatures to absorb evolutionary points. If there are no more dead creatures, he cannot gain any more points." The Divine Tree understood this, but such a plan seemed impossible. Only then did the system say, "There is, but the price is very high, and I can assist you." The Divine Tree was taken aback. There was indeed a way, but the system didn't elaborate further. Sensing something amiss, the Divine Tree grimaced and asked, "What's the cost?" The system's clear female voice resonated smoothly, "You will become the new darkness, replacing its position. Thus, this planet will not suffer from the loss of darkness." Upon hearing this, the Divine Tree felt it had been manipulated from the start, expressing dissatisfaction. "Is this your plan? You gave me the system for this moment? Why me?" The system didn't hesitate. "Because I have seen a future for you, a future where you can prevail." Without waiting for an answer, the system immediately infused a powerful stream of dark energy into the Divine Tree's body. "Accept this new power." The Divine Tree recoiled. The old and new powers clashed fiercely, undergoing a complex and uncomfortable process of replacement. End of chapter 237.